Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids across our beloved empire. Is it just me? Or is it getting a little hot in here? Let me tell you, Darth Revan, it's getting a lot of attention with the ladies in Galaxy Heroes. Obviously, Battlejuice being his main girl, but let me just say, Darth Talon wants a little bit of a piece of the action as well. Card in the top right-hand corner. Initial impressions of Talon so far is that she's kind of like a Padawan plus type of character. I think developers oversold her a little bit, but that's not to say she does not have her uses. Currently, the biggest question is what's going to be her funny nickname, and secondly, who's the worst new character of 2021? Is it Omega or is it Darth Talon? Well, what I'm going to show you today is, as we said in our initial review video, really the most you're going to get out of her right now is the Sith cruelty, getting the extra speed, getting the extra durability, and we gotta wait and see about Omicrons and the Grand Arena viability, because right now she's not as meaningful for the Sith Triumvirate like maybe Dash Rendar or Kyle Katarnar for their respective teams. But that's not to say we can't do stuff with her. The most you can do right now with her is Darth Revan and Sith Eternal. And what I'm gonna show you today is Darth Talon on defense. And she can make things more complicated for people that normally would counter Darth Revan teams. Let's go ahead and show you some gameplay. What I first actually want to show you, I've actually got my world record damage with her, but you need to use Sith Eternal in order to get a lot of damage pushed out of her. Let's go and start rolling some gameplay, Gary. So here we go. Trying it out, boom. If you want to get the most damage out of her, you have to use her with Sith Eternal, which is funny because developers, when they did their interview, they said she's supposed to have high single fire burst damage, which really the only way you're getting that is with the Sith Eternal. And they said, secondly, she was designed for the Sith Triumvirate, not for Sith Eternal. And she seems to work better outside of the Sith Triumvirate for the most part. So big shout out firstly to Gucci, one of my shard mates. I know right now Grand Arena is taking all the crisps, and some people are so happy Squad Arena is going to end. I have one of the best Squad Arena servers I think out there. So many awesome people that especially helped me test things out. I threw Darth Revan on defense with Darth Talon. I put a call out there. Hey, any of you guys want to help me try to see if she makes Darth Revan better on defense? Gucci recorded a ton of battles, as well as Chosen One sent us one battle with the Bounty. So big, massive thank you to all of them for helping us out, learn more about this character. And I think this is probably where we're going to get the most use out of Darth Talon for now. I think there's more in the future. We got to wait for maybe a Sith Trio rework, or maybe the Omicron, of course, the Grander, or maybe another big Sith character, maybe more important for Darth Talon's storyline here. And I think this is exactly what we said in our video yesterday. I said that unique ability Sith cruelty is probably going to be the best thing we can get out of her right now, in particular if you want to use her with Darth Revan. And of course, Sith Eternal's got some work done. Check out Playbook's video. He had Darth Talon and Sith Eternal beat a non-Maul Lord Vader. Not the most impressive thing to do with her, because Sith was already able to beat Lord Vader, but nonetheless, she can fit somewhere, but she doesn't feel as meaningful. But I do think in here with Darth Revan, you're probably gonna get the most use out of her for Territory Wars and Grand Arena. And that's probably what I'm gonna do, because right now Darth Revan, he has a ceiling with how much speed he can hit. The best Darth Revans are 306, and there's not many of them. Very hard to get up there. And things like bounty hunters, Imperial troopers, Commander Luke Skywalker can kind of run circles around them. Well, what we're seeing here is with Sith cruelty, she's granting an extra 30% max health, offense, and 20 speed, and the team doesn't even need to be full Sith, but we are using a full Sith team in this situation. I think the most notable thing is I'm going to read what Gucci said, because I asked them to kind of write what they felt when battling Darth Revan. The biggest thing I think I noticed is Commander Luke Skywalker has a harder time opening up and taking out Battlejuice. If you don't know how to mod Battlejuice, you want her to be fast, but you also want her to be durable. Tons of health on her, tons of protection or something to make her more durable. Mostly you want to mod for health, because Talon is going to boost her max health by 30%. And as you saw, it was very hard for him to one-shot Battlejuice, where normally otherwise you can one-shot Battlejuice right out the get-go. And so Commander Luke teams are going to struggle a bit more, it seems like. Bad Batch was more of a finicky counter, but they could beat Darth Revan in the past, but very difficult when their health is increased and their off is increased. But what I was mostly interested in is the extra speed. Is that making things any more difficult? And yes, what this enables Darth Revan to do is to reach higher heights when it comes to speed. So we were rocking 352 speed before the unique came in from Darth Talon, Sith Cruelty, which effectively put him over 370. And that's a pretty high threshold of speed to achieve. So we said the health is very helpful to stop Battlejuice from dying in a CLS lineup. Does this speed help? And I think that's going to really kind of maybe push out some bounty hunters, because right now there's two leads. You could use Bosk if it's a slower Darth Revan, Jango if it's a faster one, maybe Mando if it's a fast Darth Revan. But it's going to be very difficult to get Bosk and Grief Karga to compete with 370 some speeds, 360 speed, maybe Darth Revan. So I think this is where Darth Talon might come in handy in the meantime until we figure out what her future is going to look like. Throw her into just some random slot so she gives that extra speed. And the question is, does that make Imperial Troopers a more difficult battle? Even I had Gucci, I asked him, hey, can you make a slow Imperial Trooper team at a fast? I was like, sure. So the first better thing right now is a slow Imperial Trooper team, the prime candidate counter for Darth, and it's so clean nowadays. Even with the slower Imperial Troopers team, Darth Revan opening up because of that big speed boost from Darth Talon, they still can get going because of all the massive turn meter gains. So you're going to see a slow Imperial Trooper team, and the next one's going to be a fast Imperial Trooper team. Seems like as long as your Piet is fast enough to at least go second, so you want to probably have him at the minimum in the 330s, 340s for the best Darth Revans out there. So that way, with the Veer's lead getting to 20 extra speed, he should be able to outrun at least Bastila Shan or Darth Malik, whoever they modded to be the second fastest on the team. So I think it's a really important PSA. If you want your Imperial Troopers to stay good, you might need to just double check your mods on Piet. Make sure they're probably ideally the best. If you want no complications, get them into 350s, because once you're into 370s, they're going to be golden at that point there. So just double check your Piet mods, because I think it could get a little bit trickier with Darth Talon, but as you're seeing, even with a slower Imperial Trooper team, they can still pull off a pretty solid win nonetheless here. And the rest of the battles you're seeing are just teams we wanted to see if the issue would make a difference. It didn't really see much. Imperial Troopers, we threw them in there. We threw also Gas, for example, Maul, Mandos. Padme, so she's not making Darth invincible, but I think it's a use nonetheless. Even though she is what I consider to be at least one, if you don't want to feel that bad, she's at least the first or second worst new character of 2021. She still has her uses nonetheless when she's put in a Sith lineup, like we're seeing right now. Getting that extra speed can be helpful to kind of eke out the bounty hunters from countering them. Getting the max health, assuming you're modding Bastila Shan, right, could make the Commander Luke Skywalker battles a lot more difficult. But just in general, even if you don't win the battle on defense, what's important in the end in Grand Arena? Not just your opponent clearing and you clearing, but it's who's clearing more efficiently. And if you could snap a banner here and maybe there, I think that's good. That can cause some complications with banner sniping from a Grand Arena defensive standpoint. So even if your Darth Revan goes first, like for example, we actually were able to outrun his opposing General Anakin Skywalker here in a moment. So that's some banners you're sniping right off their top line that they're not going to get back. So that's something to point out here. And I want to read what Gucci wrote here. So I asked Gucci, hey man, how does it feel with that Darth Talon? Do you feel a noticeable difference in there? They said, I was considering taking her to gear level before GC lock to put with my Darth Revan, like we're seeing right now. So I wanted to see if it was worth it. So basically, makes it so Imperial Troopers can't get 60 banners unless you brought Death Trooper, which I forgot to test, since either Darth Revan gets a turn, which lets her drop out of stealth, or you trigger Savior, and she uses Dark Frenzy. Once she uses Dark Frenzy, she's getting a lot of Frenzy and then a lot of Terminator, a lot of turns, so it kind of snipes some banners off them. The passive stats were noticeable in the CLS fight, even after I boosted their offense to the max, and they still couldn't get through BSF, Bastila Shan at the start, although mine aren't Relic 7, so that maybe getting the Relic 7, Relic 8 might make a bit more of a difference. So it's one of those things, it's kind of a PSA. Get your Piets up and running, get your Relics up and running on CLS, Han, and Chewie. Bad Batch also struggled, but I've never really ran that counter, so I could have been a misplay on my part here. So nonetheless, yeah, she's not as impressive as Dash Rendar, Kyle Katarn, and other graduating students from her release class here. And just like how Omega, not the most stellar character, she still has her uses, giving lots of buffs to the team, feeding turn meter to the team, getting a pre-taunt on record. Darth Talon, yes, not as impressive as a lot of the other characters. There are a lot of great characters in 2021. But nonetheless, you can still do something with her, and I think this is probably what a lot of people are going to do, especially with Darth Revan. If you haven't noticed, in Grand Arena and Territories, there's been this little weird meta shift where people use Darth Maul with Darth Revan to try to outrun bounty hunters and try to outrun things like Imperial Troopers. Problem is, Darth Maul lead, it's that initial boost, and their viability drops. So people prefer a Darth Revan lead, and having Darth Talon with Darth Revan might be the best use out of her. So in the meantime, use her with Darth Revan, try to get those speeds up and running. Yes, as we said, she kind of works with Sith Eternal in our initial view. She's not really doing anything new for Sith Eternal for the most part, but nonetheless, if she could stay around for a while, or at least at the beginning, to let some big plays happen, hey, that's something she's contributing to the team at the end of the day. So ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and Droids, Man, it's great to be in the Empire today. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Leave a like, comment down below and all your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. Because, man, you don't want to miss anything that's going around inside the video gaming division here aboard the biggest and deadliest Star Destroyer, aka the Kraken. And we can go on and on. But the most important thing is, thank you guys so much for stopping by. And always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today.